won't get the surgery?
No, I mean,
Oh, you want it? Okay.
Test 1, 2, 3, test. Well, 15-second delay, remember. Test.
We're taking both services 4:30? No, 7:30.
Good morning.
Morning.
Our Buckley Ministers of Christ, we're grateful that you have chosen to be with us this morning as we celebrate the third Sunday of Advent, the Sunday of Joy. You notice that we have been along this path, gathering hope and peace and now joy. Many of you remember each year we talk about the candy cane as a J for joy and a J for Jesus, and when you put them together, you have hearts. Some of you have noticed this before, maybe for some of you it's the first time you see that, and you're going to try it. You're going to be so So that will bring joy to you and to others. One of the reasons that we talk about joy is that because sometimes it doesn't feel like there are causes for smiles, for happiness, for giggles and laughter. But joy is that thing that is deep inside of us and can't be taken away from us. That deep, abiding joy that Jesus talks about. That deep, abiding joy that lives in us, that God promises us. And God kind of sneaks it in there sometimes. Sometimes when we least imagine that it's there, that it's possible, that it's real. And so we want you to imagine yourself having that joy inside you that's protected, even when you're in a place of fear or pain or doubt, even when you're unsure or unsteady, even when storms are all around you, even when there are things bubbling up inside of you that might seem painful, even when your head is not able to focus on things of happiness, joy, gladness. Know that there's a core spirit inside of you of joy that from time to time you are surprised by. And we hope that as you imagine yourself rooted and having that joy deep within, that you find ways to share that joy, that reassurance, that grounding with others. And so during this season of Advent, these 4 Sundays before Christmas, we have shared the hope of Christ and shared the peace of Christ, which we do all year long. And today we invite you to imagine sharing the joy of Christ. If you turn towards someone and you smile, they probably can see it in your eyes, as opposed to behind your mask. But imagine yourself being someone that is rooted in that joy, regardless of anything else, regardless of the things that threaten it, and find a way to share that joy with others. Our meditation at the top of the bulletin today says, rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. Even in the midst of all of that, there is that joy deep within you, that joy that is intended to guide you and shape you and move forward others. May the joy of Christ be with you.
If you looking for a handout, get
struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near.
A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones.
Jesus said, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full."
Jesus said, "You have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you."
Jesus said, "Just as I believe, there is joy for the angels of God over the one who repents to praise."
Your words were found, and I ate them, and your words became the meat of the Lord, and the delight of my heart.
And the angel said to them, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
For you shall go out in joy, and be led forth in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall break forth with singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands."
Let us worship our God together, Creator, Christ, and Spirit.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Well, there's something to say about needing to grab that extra light that was hidden deep back there. We talked a little earlier about joy being deep within us, and sometimes it's hard to access, but it's always available. So glad we had that opportunity to prove that and to help you to see that. So this idea of the pink candle kind of pops, right? It's not like the blue ones that are around it. And so this idea of joy today helps us, as we see that pink that's different, that you can't miss it. It kind of jumps off the wreath. It has kind of a spring to it. It comes to your eyes, comes to your spirit a little bit differently, that joy. And so I'm inviting you to think today a little bit about the things that you often see, but that you kind of forget how amazing they are and how important they are and how grateful you are for them. And so I brought some bows with me today, some silver and gold and some green and some red, and I'm imagining what it might be like if you looked at the things that you see regularly, often in front of you, and if you let them kind of pop a little bit, and if you maybe imagine yourself putting a bow on the things that you really love. Maybe there are some people that you love and care for. Maybe there are some colors. Maybe there's some things around your room or your house or your neighborhood, and maybe you can imagine putting a bow on them so that you remember to look at them and see them, and so that you don't just forget that they're there, but you kind of notice it again in a new way. Because we are in the season of Advent, and we are looking at things and listening to things differently, because there's a gift over and over again in the ordinary things, the normal things, the usual things that you see, and God's inviting us to notice those things and to kind of pay attention to them and to give thanks for them and to find ways to share them with others. Please pray with us. God, we thank you for this season of Advent, for the hope, the peace, and today we celebrate the joy in this pink candle that's different from the others, this joy that pops out, this joy that stands out, this joy that won't fade into the background, but this joy that must be seen and enjoyed. And so we thank you for the things that we sometimes forget are there, the amazing things that bring us joy and gladness and happiness, that bring a smile and a giggle laughter to our hearts and our spirits inside. God, help us to notice these gifts and to share these gifts with others. Amen.
Before I begin, I'd like to mention that the flowers in front in the blue vases, which decided to wilt overnight, are in honor of Val's sister Paula, who left us 10 years ago. The first lesson is from Genesis chapter 3, verses 8 through 15. In which in the Garden of Eden, God tells Adam that the servant will be punished. They heard the sound of God walking in the garden at the time of evening breeze, and the couple hid themselves from the presence of God among the trees of the garden. But God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" He said, "I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." God said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you not to eat?" The man said, "The woman who you gave to be with me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate." Then God said to the woman, "What is this that you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent tricked me, and I ate." Then God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you among all animals and among all wild creatures. Upon your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between you, your offspring, and hers. He will strike your head, and then you will strike his heel."
I walked in Eden's garden fair. Such beauty there none could compare. It soon became a place of shame. There Adam sinned, disowned God's name.
Sometimes fall when we